How did I get into photography? It started out at a really young age. It wasn't photography per se, but it was movie making with small 8mm cameras. Back when I was around 10 or 11 years old, we would go to art class on the weekends, and one of them was a movie making class. And my storytelling was awful, but I was really taken with the medium. So I didn't do anything with it for the next few years, but when I was 18, I graduated high school and was given a camera as a graduation present. So it all took off from there. I immediately wanted to go to photo school, which my dad wasn't too hot on. My mom thought it was a good idea, so I went to college for communication for 2 years, which involved more and more visual communications. So voila, here I am doing photography. Who currently influenced me, one for his portraits is Bo Bartlett. I think that his work, it doesn't have a literal message, but it conveys a feeling, and it sort of lets the viewer interpret what they want to take away from it. Do I draw any sort of differentiation between painting and photography? I would say in its means only, in terms of the techniques that are used, just by the medium itself. But I think that my approach is very much like a painter in that I seek out a certain light quality, a certain feel, and then also the way that I pick my subject matter could be a lot the same that in the approach that painters do. The thing that is important with this work is that I'm trying to convey the idea of atmosphere, and I think certainly influences that I'm influenced by stylistically. It's about the subject, but it's also the feeling that's created around it. I had worked extremely hard at the portrait work to achieve predictable results. And after a while I had, especially with the indoor subjects, I had the lighting engineered down so well that I could recreate this sort of magic hour feel no matter where I was. And so that was definitely a big milestone for me. What I wanted to do was that I just wanted to turn that around 180 degrees and see what would happen. So I basically relinquish all control, and the light really has to dictate everything. And I start with what the light's doing, and then I go and try to find my subject matter, which is sounds completely backwards in photography, but that's the approach that I chose to take, and it couldn't be more opposite of the portrait work, but in a way it still sort of ties into, if I could be so bold to say it has sort of maybe a Pinkham feel to it. For better or for worse, I'm one of these people who has a mind like a sponge, and it's constantly busy. I'm not somebody who can just sit and do nothing. There's always some sort of stimuli, that whether it's sound, whether it's visual, that kind of thing, it's always present.